lovely Monday evening, or afternoon, or morning, wherever you may be in the world. Hello, Ara and Turtle. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Turtle. I appreciate it. Alright, so as always, introductions. My name is Ruin, and I am the Archsage of Arcanum Exodius, our humble little library on this corner of the internet. Welcome. And tonight, to help ease your Monday pain, we're going to read you some ASMR stories. By that, we have some kid stories we're going to read here. Thank you, Turtle. I was trying to be a little softer, like trying to kind of match the music. You guys can hear the music, right? Okay. Like I'm purposely trying to like be a little softer, but I don't want to be too soft. I'm trying to lure you to sleep. Come, come, rest. Rest your weary head in the library. Yes. Yes. So can you guys, one, hear the beautiful piano music in the background? Two, can you hear me? How is the volume? Okay, because we can adjust these things. Meanwhile, let's talk about... Uh, interesting. Well, right now... Okay, it's better now? That's good. Alright, because I was using more of my whisper voice. Alright, let's talk about our schedule. It's top of the week. Let's talk about this. Okay? Thank you, Nightbot. Good Nightbot. Um, which will get to be... So, a couple of questions. I actually asked these on our Discord. Do these help, like, putting symbols like this and stuff? I like them. I like to be able to just kind of cue you guys in and be like, hey, this is what's going on. So, today is read to you. And we're going to read kids' books, which you might be able to see. Ta-da! Alright. But, but, tomorrow is probably the one I'm looking forward the most. I've played this game a little bit on stream, but this is going to be our next ASMR game. It's called Haley's Dream. I cannot, like, I can rave on and on. Like, first off, it features a husky, and as you guys know, my, um, I love huskies. I love them so much. Gotcha. Alright, that is as loud as we can get it, okay? That is as loud as this mic can go. I'm still waiting for the 3DO to get back in. So, like, haven't heard any updates. Uh, we should probably... One second. What is this one? We can change that. Alrighties, so I've turned the mic up a little bit. So let's just quickly go through and then we'll get to reading. Haley's Dream is an adventure game where you play as a husky in this dreamlike world who one day went to sleep with his family and then the next day woke up in this world. It is so pretty and so beautiful. Um, and it's really just about going on an adventure. There isn't much plot to it per se. Like there is kind of like there's a big evil dragon that you have to stop. Okay. Um, but it's one of those games where it's about vibing and just about appreciating the artwork, appreciating the scenery. And so I think we'll have a lot of fun. It's really pretty music. I've played it a couple times on stream. Okay. Then, of course, on Wednesday, we're going to return to our Soul Silver Nuzlocke. I have been so pokey-pilled. I cannot tell you how much. I've just been whining. Like, this schedule almost was all Nuzlocke all the time. Like, I just want to, I cannot tell you how much, like, I want to grind out and then start powering through. Because once we get to Goldenrod, oh my goodness, yes. Yes, slay. Because then we can start buying TMs. Of course, and then we'll be doing Gears 5 every Wednesday at 5. That's funny. Every Wednesday at 5. I didn't realize this, but Gears 5 with Burbs, with Chief Burbs, at 5. Every Wednesday. Thursday is my day off. I might, like, so sometimes on my days off I'll stream, but it's not something I'm going to announce, like, compared to this. Alright. Friday, no stream Friday. Instead, Friday's an owl day. I want y'all to come into our Discord. It's all Nuzlocke, always has been. Oh my goodness, we have played a lot of the Nuzlocke, I will say that. But Friday, come meet my manager. I'll be there if I can, because I do have to work Friday. Alright. Friday, at 5, my manager is holding a Discord chill and chat, a meet and greet, whatever you want to call it. So come join our Discord and just have a whole bunch of fun with all the other pages. Alright, I promise. Okay? And that's at 5 p.m. EST. Saturday, though, is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to make our first YouTube video together. Alrighties. So, what does that mean? I'm going to read the entirety of my dinosaur book, starting at 3 p.m. and probably it's probably going to take like 8 hours. From chapter 1, I think it ends at chapter 9. Of course, there will be breaks and stuff, but like, and then that entire reading of that dinosaur book is going to be edited and turned into a YouTube video. So, and then Saturday, it depends on how my voice, Sunday, it depends on how my voice is. I also want to talk about this. If you guys see me do question marks on this schedule, like, that means I don't know the time. This is just my way of saying, like, gorilla stream possibly. It just really depends on how I feel. And I don't want to bait you guys. I really don't. And then if you haven't, please go follow my designer. She's also an amazing artist. Okay, please, 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 please go follow her. Like, please. She's down in my credits. Oh my goodness. Let me. Oops. Like, Babushka Dreamy is. And all of you don't get to call her Babushka. That's only me. Only I get to call her Babushka. This is my designer, Dreamy. She is so wonderful, has been amazing to work with. Designed my character, has helped on so many other things. Does amazing outfits. Absolutely. Let's not get banned by Twitch today, though, just in case. So I'm going to put this, if my Yay! So please go follow her. I cannot speak how highly of how awesome she is. So anywho, the days I'm looking forward to, Haley's Dream, Discord chat and chill, and then probably my third day, ooh, that's hard. I'm going to be honest, it's going to be Wednesday. It's going to be the Nuzlocke. Okay? Okay. So that's what we're doing this week. I just want to go over the schedule with you guys really fast. And now that we've gone over the schedule, give me a little bit to... There we go. Alrighties. Same deal as last time when I read to you guys, okay? I'm gonna keep reading, and here are our books. So I'm gonna keep reading until I run out of books, until my voice runs out, or until roughly about an hour passes, okay? Unfortunately, these streams after work that I have set up, they can't really be long streams, as much as I'd like them to be long streams. The reason why is I have to start getting ready for like my job, my new job. Well, I don't have a new job, but I'm acting like I'm going to. Um, I have to start getting ready for school and things. Even that's only a couple months. I got to fix my sleep schedule. Plus, I also want some time to myself. Okay? Like, I love all you pages. I really, really, really do. Alright? But sometimes, Archsage just needs a little time to himself. Sippies, by the way. Sippy sippies. Oh gods. No, that stuff has to be planned. Speaking of, so I don't have a date. I have a day, but I don't have a date for the Chibi debut because we're planning stuff. Um, your day will be Saturday. So I don't know how that helps you guys in planning. I don't have a date. I'm still waiting on some things to get finished. The new intro screen is halfway finished. We're waiting for it to get animated. It looks gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. Look up Japanese woodblock art. It looks like that. Okay. Um, let's see. Let's see. Intro screen is done. The Be Right Back screen, we're waiting for that to get animated. But that's done. And then the Stream Over screen is done and animated and it's so pretty. It's so, so pretty. Waiting for the new backgrounds to come in, new chat overlay, and that's really about it. Model's done. Everything else is done. There will be Chibi Ruin very soon. Very soon. But for now, we shall read A Chocolate Mousse for Dinner. How old is this one? Oh my goodness. Incredibly old. I just had a flashback. I remember. Like, you don't have to do this at libraries anymore. I mean, there might be some around the country that still use this system. But I remember when you used to have a library card, and, like, they'd actually punch the card. I remember that. Oh my goodness, like, I'm trying to remember what exactly this was for. This was part of your library card system. Yeah, they'd punch the due dates in here. I remember that. This is where they'd punch the due dates. And then, like, you'd actually have, like, your library card wasn't just, yeah. Oh my goodness. So 96 is when they acquired this. To think it's been sitting for almost 30 years. Probably. You can even see, like, missing punches, I think. Where they actually scribbled in the due dates. That's pretty cool. So it looks like the last recorded time that it was, it's not going to show up. Plus, I don't really want to zoom in too much. I don't have qualms with you guys knowing that I live in Ohio, but getting it down to the county is, see. Alright. Uh, looks like the last time it was checked out was actually on, it was actually, wow, November 1st. And it was returned November 1st, 2011, and it was returned, at least using the old punch system, um, November 4th, 2011. So this could be the first time this book has been read in over 10 years. And the book itself was published in 1976. Oh my, what a treat. There's something about these old kids books that are just special. I don't know how else to put it. Okay? So, Mommy says, oh, and I should probably read the title. A chocolate mousse for dinner. Now, as I said, a lot of these storybooks are really, really big, so it's going to be hard for me to get them entirely on screen. I'll do my best. Mommy says she had a chocolate mousse for dinner last night. Look at that dripping, gorgeous chocolate mousse. I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry. And after dinner, she toasted Daddy. Oh, this is so silly. Look at this like old 90s toaster. That's just absolutely wow. Look at that, not even 90s, like 60s toaster. Oh my goodness. I love this sort of humor. It says on TV, there's a guerrilla war. Wow. Middle of Vietnam War. I like it. This is kind of how kids, like really young kids, tend to take things literally. So, and I enjoy literal humor. But this is also something you would not see in a kid's book these days, where you have, I mean, it's silly. You have all these gorillas holding guns. I'm gonna try my best to keep it together, but I can't. This is just so hilarious to me. Daddy says he has trees for all his shoes. Wow. I actually don't know what that means. Shoe trees? I've heard of shoe horns, but shoe trees. That one might be beyond my knowledge, which is a rare thing. Daddy says lions prey on other animals. Oh my god. Look how silly this is. I love it. I absolutely love it. You have the lions just, they're actually literally Why? This was a random book and it hit right on my form of humor. I love absurd, literal. What a Cold War book. What a Cold War book. Mommy says we need a new wing on the house, but Daddy says he'll have to sleep on it. And then it's an actual bird wing. This is what a little kid would think of. It's so silly. You can see the bird wing with the dad sleeping on it. Oh my goodness. Daddy says there should be more carpools. That hasn't changed. There should be more carpools. Oh my goodness. This book is great. Mommy says her favorite painter is Dolly. Ah. Anyone get the joke? Does anyone get the joke? Mommy's favorite painter is Dolly, Salvador Dali. But the kid thinks of Gotcha. Gotcha. That makes sense. And the kid thinks, oh, that's mommy's favorite painter? It's like a. Oh. Mommy said there are airplane hangars. This book is so imaginative. Like, look at this. Like, the humor's predictable, but it's funny. The literal airplanes just hanging off. Man, imagine if that was how, like, airplanes were. If airplanes were all just staged, like rocket ships, like old rocket shuttles back when NASA did the shuttle program. Except instead of being staged up against, like, a long tower, they're staged on wires. Oh my goodness. There actually is some historical precedence for this too, which is the cool part. In both World War One and World War Two, and it's actually coming back, but with rockets. They tested World War One. It was launching planes from hot air balloons, and so the planes would actually hang off of the hot air balloons, and then they would drop and then disengage, um, and start flying that way. They would use the momentum of gravity to develop lift to actually get them up flying. It was really cool. And then World War II, they were experimenting with a lot of these like super planes and just super things in general. Um, and they were experimenting with these like planes that can, these bombers that can carry other planes. All right. So what they would, and it's the same concept. It's just same concept as the blimps, but can move faster because technology had developed to such by that time, where like a blimp, even in World War One, a blimp was a sitting duck, but it was less of a sitting duck for a bit. For a bit. Um, and now where they're bringing it back, kind of, is that Virgin Galactic, which is one of the competing companies in the space race, in like the corporate space race, not the historical 60s space race, but we're actually going through Space Race 2.0. If y'all didn't know this, which you probably did, you just didn't know about the I'm glad it happened during a rant, kind of, because like I know my rants can be entertaining, like and educational knowledge on you guys that you never knew and never wanted to know, but now you do. All right, so if we're back, go ahead, refresh stream. All right, refresh stream if we're back. That way, yeah. I'm waiting to hear from Turtle. Turtle, are we back? Like I honestly do not know. It's saying that we are, but at the same time, hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Waiting to hear back from my mod. I'm not certain if we're back or not. Everything on my end says we're back. I seem to be good. So I'm actually just going to pick up. So as I was saying, Virgin Galactic, the way that they've been launching rockets is they have to use smaller rockets, of course, to do this off, but they attach it to the underside of a plane and have a plane take it up as high as that plane can go. Okay. And then the rocket detaches and then it launches up. It's actually really, really cool. It's a really, really cool way to get to space. So, okay. So, I hope majority of that rant got on stream, but it's not important. Daddy says he has the best fishing tackle. Ah! Oh, oh. It says on TV, a man held up a bank. Look at it. Look at it. It's so good. I love it. This is how you get me. If we ever do you laugh, you lose. I'm gonna let you know. This is how you get me. Is that you add literal humor. All right, literal absurdism is my weakness. It is my weakness. He's just holding the bank. Yeah, he held up the visual puns. He spent 2 years in the pen. See? Look. Guy held up the bank, and now he has to spend 2 years in the pen. Which, man, oh man. And now he just escaped, and is now on the lamb. Look at him riding that lamb. Look at him. Look at him. He's just back. I love this kid's imagination. At the ocean, Daddy says to watch out for oh my god. Oh my goodness. This is bad. This is so bad. Look, it's a giant toe. Actually, no, it's a giant foot. Watch out for the undertow. Also known as riptide. Also known as riptide. Daddy says he plays the piano by ear. I think this one speaks for itself. He's just... be gone. Daddy says that in college, people row in shells. I don't get this one, actually. I actually do not get this one. People row in shells in college? As someone who's done, like, a lot of college, I really don't get this one. And some row in a single skull. I'm trying to beat the ad break right now. Mommy says after she and Daddy argue, they always kiss and make up. Doing their makeup. Ha 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 ha. This one's a little weak. Little weak. Not as good as some of the other ones. Mommy says she's gonna tell me about Santa Claus. Ah, man. Apparently somebody had this book read to them, because that's how we got Claus the movie. Because, like, look, it's Santa, but, like, the Claus. See, Santa Claus. And Daddy says he's going to tell me the story of the tortoise and the hare. Okay. Okay. That's not bad. A hairy tortoise. Hairy tortoise. Stories like these drive me up a wall. Yes. For some people, bad visual puns like this will in fact cause them to do that. Alright, so there's an ad break going on right now. I'm not going to do any more reading. Instead, I want to encourage everyone to get up and take a break. Like, you guys are gonna still hear me. I'm just gonna be talking and stuff, but like, wha-ba-ba-ba. But yes, please, please, please. Oh, wait, it's ads. I need. That one caused me to laugh too much. I need more water. My mouth is getting dry. I think we got like 2 more in the tank here. Maybe. 2 more in the tank. Mm-hmm. How's everyone doing? What's going on? Mm-hmm. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What do you... Mm-hmm. Just 50 seconds more. 50 seconds more and we'll be back. Hope you guys appreciate it. I think I'm gonna make piano music like the official vibe for library ASMR. I really like it. It's very soothing. Oh my. And we're back. Okas. Abdul's story. Jamil Tompkins Bigelow. I had a teacher in high school named Mr. Bigelow. Thank you. I don't. When I graduate law school, I'm going to see if I can get a hold of him. I have some words for him. Up the background slightly. How's that? I slightly up the background. I'll slightly up it a little more. There we go. There we go. Abdul's story. Aw, I remember these things. Like most kids' books have this, but this book belongs to, and you'd actually write your name in it. Duh. Abdul loves to tell stories, but writing them down is hard. His letters refuse to stay straight and face the right way, and despite all his attempts, his papers often wind up full of more eraser smudges than actual words. Abdul's stories. Abdul decides his stories just aren't meant to be written down until a special visitor comes to his class and shows Abdul that even the best writers and superheroes make mistakes. Oh man, not another Marvel story. Aren't we all tired of those now? I'm sorry, I couldn't. Like, they said superhero, and I'm like, oh. Any guesses for the publishing date? Any guesses? Put your guesses in chat. I want to. Alright, pages, write your guesses down. I want to see them. I want to see what your guesses are on the publishing date. I'm going to start reading, but I'll tell you at the end. Okay? For my sons, the heroes in my own story. To every child with a story in their heart and a pencil in their hand. Abdul loved to tell stories. Shunk. He told one about the high-stepping kids who collected donations in boots. Another about the teenagers who danced in subway cars. He had one about the bow-tie-wearing man hawking bean pies on Broad Street, and even one about the woman who sold water from her basement on hot summer days. Making sure you guys can see all this. That's pretty awesome. It's another book about inner city living. I kind of like it. Not inner city living, but like books like this, the more diverse. Writing these stories was hard, though. Making lowercase b face the right way was tricky. P and S too. Since silent letters were downright sneaky, how could Abdul know there was an E if it never made a sound? Abdul loved straight lines. Like the one his barber shaved, but Abdul's scribbly, scratchy, scrawly letters never stayed on any line. Look at that cut. That is a very fresh cut. Props to his barber. Props to his barber. During writing period, each day he wrote then erased his mistakes. Wrote then erased. Wrote then erased. His classmates had neat sentences. Abdul had smudges. I've been there, Abdul. That perfectionist. That perfectionist. Don't erase, my friend. Don't ever erase. Just start again. When you erase all your progress too. And so when you restart, but you keep what you have before, sometimes stuff in the past is truly better than what you're currently writing. But other times, what it lets you do is it lets you compare the final draft. Always go back and compare the final draft. Seeing that progress helps develop confidence. Why write his stories anyways? The people and places in his school books never looked or sounded like the people or places he knew. Some stories are books. Some stories are for books, Abdul decided, but not his. And there he is. Although for someone who uses that eraser a lot, that looks like a fairly clean eraser, and I don't see any smudges. I don't see any smudges. Not only do I not see any smudges, I'm questioning if like the artist copy pasted this. One day, Abdul's class has a visitor. Mr. Muhammad had lines straighter than straight around his beard and hairline. His sneakers, like Abdul's, had not a single crease or scuff. Mr. Muhammad was a writer. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's actually cool. And you can see the different love stories like this. He read a story about a watchful boy with hair shaved low and skin the color of night. Woman braided hair on front steps in this story. Girls with clacking beads jumped rope, and men in white thobs prayed. Thobs? Interesting. I'll have to look up that word. I've never. Thobs. Prayed on the sidewalk outside a full storefront mosque. The boy watched over this community, Write new stories with new superheroes, Mr. Muhammad said. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just trying to adjust the camera. What's straight for me isn't straight for you guys, and it's bothering me. It bothers me, Pages. It bothers me. Abdul pressed his paper down firmly. He could be an author like Mr. Muhammad, but B played tricks again. Mr. Muhammad walked around, reading each child's work. He was getting close. Does silent E go here? Silent U? Erase, erase, erase. Oh, he's not autistic. What is it? What's that reading disorder that people get? Dyslexic. He's dyslexic. He is like very dyslexic coded. That's how I'm reading this. Is that he's very dyslexic coded. Um, and that his brain, for whatever reason, is scrambling letters, which is hard and makes learning how to spell and stuff even harder. Abdul tried writing neatly. Write, erase, write, erase, write, rip. He slammed down his pencil. Jada and Quam had pages of words. Abdul had a hole. I have been there. I have been there, my friend. That is woof. I've been there. Abdul slid down and down under the table. He imagined a big eraser, big enough to erase himself. Oh, what a mood. Is that not a mood? Pages, look at that. That is a total just like, I cannot tell you how many times in my life I felt that way. Nice sneaks. Can I see your story? Mr. Muhammad asked. Oh, Mr. Muhammad's a really nice guy. I don't got a story, Abdul whispered. Everyone has stories. But I can't write like them, Abdul pointed. Me neither, Mr. Muhammad said. Come with me. I want to show you my notebook. I like this. That's a mess. I get messy words out so good words can come too. I fix the mess later. Before walking away, he said, keep trying. That gave Abdul an idea. Bismillah, he said. See? What's important is that you find a way of writing that works for you. I don't I don't know what dyseidetic dyslexia is, so I'll trust you on that, Turtle. Snap! He snaps his pencil in half. I wrote a mess like yours, Abdul told Mr. Muhammad. Mr. Muhammad smiled. Find a great story in there. Abdul squinted. He saw words misspelled, but wondrous and sloppy-looking sentences he loved. Amazing writer, amazing teacher. Yes, 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 yes. Um, I grew up, so my father was in the military, and I grew up with the whole military thing that there's always a right way to do things. And in the military, that's actually really important. Um, because they need discipline, they need order for militaries to function properly. So yes, in the military, there is a right way to do things. But in real life, there isn't really. And to like insist that you have to constantly do things the right way is very stifling and very limiting. Alright? And so like this is kind of bring up memories for me of like learning to write or like doing and like my father just over my shoulder like almost yelling and being like, hey, you have to use the lines. Okay, you have to write this way. You have to do this way. You have to. And it's just like, otherwise people aren't gonna blink. That's usually what he would say. And that's not true. And I just like, in case any of you guys grew up with that, um, I just want, and if no one ever told you this, I just want to put it out there. It doesn't matter what age you are, be it young as Abdul here, or as old as Mr. Muhammad here. Oh, surface or visual dyslexia. You can't process it. Gotcha. What's important is that you find a way that works for you. Okay? It's important that you keep going. It doesn't matter how fast or slow that going is, but it's that you keep going and find a way that works for you. And sure, there are a lot of standardized methods out there, and there are a lot of standardized ways, and it might work for you, but if it doesn't, that's okay. That's fairly okay. There is no one right way, and not only is there no one right way, but it's incredibly dangerous to think that there's only one right way. Okay? Like, oh god, I'm trying to think here. Trying to think of a non-controversial example, and like my brain is just going, yeah, we're just gonna go controversial tonight. Yes, let's ruin people's ASMR. No. Um, so I don't think this is controversial. Is that for thousands of years, thousands of years, um, flat Earth was a belief amongst the public, not amongst scholars, but amongst the public. That was not controversial. I don't think that's controversial. And that sort of thinking comes from believing that there's only one way. The only way that the universe can be constructed is if, oh no, not flat Earth, sorry. Um, the geocentric model. So the geocentric model is where the Earth is the center of the universe. And hundreds, if not thousands of years, was driven by the geocentric model, where the Earth is the center of the universe. And that comes from, well, there only can be one way things work. There can only be one way. That sort of thinking, okay? Hello, Cage, welcome. And so, I'm just going on a rant while reading this, because, like, this book is fantastic. Alright. And so, that's the danger of that thinking. If there's only one way to do things, it blinds you to other possibilities. Or perhaps, more succinctly, we didn't get to the moon by saying we can't. And that's why diversity is incredibly important. Over the next few days, Abdul rewrote a less messy mess than an even less messy mess. He smiled. Oh, don't you do it. Okay, my ad blocker kicked in. Good. He smiled when he read his story out to himself, but when it was time to hand it in, he didn't feel like smiling. That's sloppy, Yada said. You spelled a word wrong, Quaim added. Abdul slipped his paper beneath the others. Some kids are writers, Abdul, but not me. Days later, Mr. Muhammad returned. I loved your stories, he exclaimed. I had to read one again and again. It was so good. Everyone sat up. Everyone except Abdul. Quorum whispered. I bet it was mine. I replied. I spelled every word right. Jada whispered back. You probably liked mine. I have the best handwriting in the class. Mr. Muhammad started reading the story in a loud, clear voice. It was about a boy with tall hair shaped with sharp lines and the skin the orange brown of sunrise. He watched over kids stomping down the block, and the ones breaking to the beat of a city train. He even protected the grown-ups who sold things and were like family. Abdul sat up. It was his story. And Mr. Muhammad paused. He frowned at the page. Abdul's cheeks burned. Everyone listened, wide-eyed and silent. Mr. Muhammad read on, stopping a few more times at mistakes until he reached the end of the story. That was by Abdul, Mr. Muhammad said. Aww. Aww. Abdul slowly looked up. Everyone stared. Were they smiling? Yes, and clapping too. Great story, Kwam told Abdul. I loved it, said Jada. When they returned to their writing, Abdul whispered to Mr. Muhammad, what about mistakes? Writers make mistakes. We'll work on them. As they worked, Abdul thought, some people are writers, and I am one of them. Mr. Muhammad's a really, really good writer and great teacher. Alright, pages. Probably only one more story in me. My voice. My voice. My voice. So I'm gonna get a sippy. But like I said, these after work streams, they have to be shorter, unfortunately. The release date was 2022. Good guess, Turtle. You were very close. You're very close. Meet Maud. Maud is many things. She's a guinea pig who wears a judo suit. She's a birthday present for Kit, and some think she might be a bit of an oddball, because Kit's other pets have never met anyone quite like her before. Uh, okay. Sadly, I didn't mean to bait you guys like that. I thought I had one more in me, but I could feel things starting to go haywire, so. So we're gonna go find someone to raid. I thought I had one more. I apologize. But as I started reading that, like, I could feel my voice just starting to go and become super dry, and it's like, yeah, I gotta sit. I gotta stop talking, and I just gotta sit and drink water. Um, Good. Glad you dozed off. Glad you dozed off. Let's see. No ear licking. Ooh, we could go raid Belle. I don't think we've raided Belle in a while. And I do enjoy Belle. I'm glad you enjoyed them. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Alright, my pages. We will be back. We will be back tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow's. Let's see if I can pull this up in time. Okay, follow me on Twitter, join our Discord, easiest way to keep track of what I'm doing. Alright, if you enjoyed this, tomorrow we're going to be doing more of the same. Tomorrow we're going to be doing more of the same. For now, my voice needs a rest. Okay, with that said, I say this almost every stream, and I really and truly do mean it. Thank you guys so much for spending your time here. I really do appreciate it. I cannot state how much it means to me because time, unlike money, you can never get back. You can always get back money, you can always get back things, but time, once spent, is gone for good. So the time that you spend here is so appreciated because you can go out and go spend it anywhere else, but yet you come here to our humble little library and you enjoy this, and it's really such a huge compliment. With that said, our time together has come to a close, and now it's time for you to go out and weave your own tale. And however you weave it, whatever you choose to do, weave it with kindness. Until next time.